Hey, welcome back. We have a knife here. Let's get into it. Man, my last few videos, I did not use a Demco 80-20.5 to unbox, and that is really nice to be back. It is just the best. It's so good. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know there are knives that I buy to collect, and there are knives that I buy to use, and Demco as a brand, Demco as a brand is a brand that I buy knives for both, but like the 80-20.5 to me is other than my Timascus one, is a pretty clear user and just an amazing user. Anyway, this one is going to be very, very interesting. At least I'm hoping for positive things. Well packaged there, you can always appreciate that. This one came off of Reddit Knife Swap. Found it on Reddit Knife Swap. A guy was actually selling a Demco that I really wanted, an 80-22, at a very reasonable price, which is still, of course, higher than most people would pay for a knife, but reasonable for what it was. And he was also selling this, and an acquaintance from Facebook said, "Oh, you've got to try that." So I figured I would go ahead and give it a go. And I can't even remember. I can remember that it's made in South Africa. I can't remember the name of the knife right now. But I've been very impressed with the, whoops, just totally failed that myself by hitting the top during the deployment. But I've been impressed by the Gareth Bolshamwari, and yeah, wanted to check this out too. So they're telling me that this is right up there with it. And so we'll see what we think. It's the A2, A9, if I recall correctly. It's the A2 Knives A9. So let's see what it's all about. Wow, really nice. Looks like a hollow ground on there. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's a really nice hollow ground. If it's a flat grind, it's just got a really nice plunge on it. But let's see if we could make this happen here. Oh wow, yeah, that's really sweet. What does this say here? Multi-row, IKBS ceramic bearings. Wow, nice. Man, that is really quality looking here too. I don't think there's any more info in here. I don't see like a certificate of authenticity or anything like that. So I think this is the knife. Interesting. It's somewhere between a sham. Oh, that is really smooth. Somewhere between a sham and a rosy. That's so interesting. The rosy is, got that crazy deployment, and it has that sort of not fully guillotine drop shut, just like that. The sham's got this extra smoothness that I really feel here. It's very easy to front flip too, because this angle is just so intuitive. Sorry about the hand here. Got it caught under my couch when I was trying to help my kid get a car out. Oh, wow, that was really nice. That one was fully drop shut there. So, wow. I mean, I'm whipping it down just a tad. Like, it's definitely not gravity. Maybe eventually it'd be gravity drop shut. Nah, it takes a little bit of help, but man, not much. Like, definitely easier. Is it easier than the rosy or right up there? This is a nice knife, man. Look at that, nice. So it must be like maybe a G10 with a fat carbon. If I'm seeing it right, maybe like a G10 outer, a tie liner, really nice backspacer there. Decent on the pocket clip. Looks like it would be functional if nothing else. A little, not exactly like my go-to style, but looks functional. And then a really nice liner lock, I would call that. Very neutral in the hand. Wow. You know what this reminds me of? If a sham and a waka and a Rosie got together and had a kid, if the three of them could splice their genes into one child, the Sham, the Rosie, the Waka, that would be its kid. Not quite. The one thing I'll say about it is I don't get the same sort of emotional reaction I get for any of the other three, because it's what it does a bunch of things really well, but it's not quite as glassy as the Sham. The Sham is just insanely glassy. It's not quite as radical and sort of plinky and fidgety feeling as the Rosie. My thumb's a little messed up right now, but I'll give that a go anyways. And it's not quite as light and raw as the Waka is just so light and crisp, and you know, it's really, like, I'd say a top 3 to top 5 knife that I've handled. But it does a lot of things really, really well. Let's see how the lock, yep, dead centered. Man, really interesting knife. I want to say this was M390. I think it's a flat grind with an interesting plunge, if I'm seeing it right. It's hard to say. You can see the way the light hits it. You kind of want to say it's a hollow grind. Maybe it's a hollow grind and just sort of a, yeah, maybe it's sort of a shallow hollow grind. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's impressive. And I think it may be like a hand rubbed satin or something. I don't know. Is that just a satin, not a hand rubbed? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But wow, that is really nice. I'm curious what the weight is. I'm feeling around 4 ounces. It's not a tiny knife. Let's take a look. 4 ounces? Oh, wow, 3.3. It feels substantial for being only 3.3 ounces. That's interesting. I guess it's similar to the Rosie, now that I'm holding them side by side. I think, you know, when you handle one of these little old GB Shams, they're like 2.5 ounces. Everything feels a little heavy compared to that. Wow, this is impressive. How's the lockup? There's a little play there. There's a little play there. I wonder if I can get that out. It looks like it's got little T6s or something like that, so I'm not thrilled to do that right now on the, might be a T8, but I think it's a T6. So I don't love that. What I keep going back to is, and sort of marveling at, is the precision and sort of beauty here. This is really just nice. You can really see when you look at it how tight the tolerance is on this. Yeah, this is nice. I kind of wish I had a thumb stud. That would be kind of like the Waka. That would be really sweet. But man, this is a sweet front flipper knife. The feel in hand, I was a little concerned when I saw this arch on the back. Granted, it's not much more extreme than what you see on a Demco, but it felt like with the little, maybe the little humps made it look like it might look uncomfortable or something. It feels great in hand. It's one of the more neutral, for being a knife that doesn't look just too boring, it feels very neutral in hand, which is nice. You feel the pocket clip a little bit, kind of how it duckbills up so high. But man, that's sweet. Cool, good one. Was not sure what to think. Hadn't seen a single review on the knife, but good recommendation there by a friend. And it's one of the admins from the Gareth Bowl group on Facebook that actually made the recommendation when I saw it pop up. That he said, you gotta check that thing out. So blade length 3 1/4, cutting edge maybe 3 1/8. Total length, and sorry, now I'm doing this on a weird angle. Here you go. Slightly better. Total length. It's kind of a hard one to measure because the front of the knife goes down so much. 7.5 inches, so like 1/2 inch longer than a rosy. Very, very nice. Gosh, that's sweet. Made in South Africa, huh? Wow. It is, I'd say, 80% as smooth as the sham. The sham is just kind of untouchable. It's so smooth. There's nothing like it. This thing is a little plinkier, but it's really nice. And yeah, I mean, you can pick these up on the secondary in the $700 to $800 range versus, see how that goes for you. Even this like little dinky old one from 2017 is going to probably set you back $1,200 or so, 1,000 to 1,200. You go get, you know, a new Spiro sham, 1,900 to 2,500. You go get the really fancy ones, you're talking thousands of dollars. I had one offered to me the other day for $5,000 for a Timascus, you know, 2021 model. And that's just how they are. So to get something also made in South Africa and this nice, the only thing I'll say is I gotta go sort through this and see, you know, if I can get the, there's a little bit of blade play there, and see if I can get that out, because there is a little touch there. So, and then I'll see how the action is once I remove that blade play too. You know, sometimes you can just do this on one side and it just works. Maybe I'll give it a go live here on the video, since you somehow managed to let me ramble on your screen for this long. Least I can do is entertain you by screwing up a expensive knife. See if I'm seeing that right on this T6. God, is it even? Yeah, it's T6. Oh, is it a T6 or is it a, I'm having trouble even seeing it. Let me grab the magnifying glass here, because it might actually be a, not a Torx, but a Hex. Let's double check, just because I don't know. I think it's a, here, I can probably show you here. Getting a lot of reflection on the magnifying glass, actually. Anyways, it looks like it is a Hex. So let's give it a try. I just want to say, like, I kind of want to close this while I do it. Normally I do it with the blade open, but oh yeah, it was really loose. So I'm just going to get very finger tight there, not go super crazy. Okay, still good there. Yeah, now I got nothing. Not very drop shut now. You have to really wing it now. So maybe I overdid it. This one feels like one that's going to require some Loctite to get it right. Okay, super solid and back to drop shut. Okay, found the balance. Yeah, found the balance. Sweet. I guess some people say that this isn't drop shut, it's wiggle shut or whatever. So it's not gravity drop shut, but very nice. Cool. There you go. I didn't ruin the knife on the video. Yay for me. Sweet one. Definitely something to keep on your radar if you love front flippers. You know, this is about as good as I've seen them. I think that, is it Trevor Burger is one that people keep talking about. Travis Burger, Trevor Burger, one of those names. The Sham's obviously the GOAT right now, I think, on the front flip. The Shark Knife Co. Waka is really, really good. And yeah, this one's right up there for me as one of the best front flippers that I've gotten to work with, so, or gotten to handle. So yeah, worth a look. Definitely impressed with this overall. So let's give one last close up there, and then we'll send it. Really nice on the back spacer. Cool. Nice knife. Hope that was enjoyable for you as well. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.